Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla and today I'm going over my finances from July 2024. Happy August. I hope you all had an amazing July. I'm going to go ahead and jump into everything because these videos are always super long. So starting with the goals that I set for July. First up, I wanted to save into 4 of my sinking funds: my emergency fund, my car insurance sinking fund, gift sinking fund, and then car/car maintenance sinking fund. And I was able to achieve this goal. So as I go through my spending, you will see those amounts, and I'll also give you an update on the final balances in each of those, plus my other sinking funds. Second goal was to contribute at least $300 to my SEP IRA, and I did achieve this, actually a little bit more than 300. So same thing with that, I will show you the actual amount. And then final goal was to make at least $3,500 from my business, and unfortunately I did not achieve this goal, but we will talk about my business income in just a moment. So 2 out of 3 goals, not too bad. I am a little bit bummed about my income. I knew that for July that was a little bit of a stretch just because the summer months are a bit slower, but I still made a decent amount from my business and was still able to pay for everything that I needed to. So things are still looking pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and hop to my spreadsheets. I actually have these for free. Those are always linked down below in my description box, including this exact version of what I use for anybody else who is self-employed or has a business. All right, first we're going to go through my spending, starting with this top section, which is all the business side of things. So gross business revenue for July, like I said, my goal was $3,500, but was a little bit short. Ended up earning $3,110.48. And then I did have some money roll over from June into July in my business checking account. So that's the rollover business revenue. And that was $1,402.28. And then I did not pull anything from my business sinking fund. So as for expenses, payroll, which is what I pay myself, $2,000 is correct. That's what I budgeted, and that is right. Payroll taxes were still a little bit lower than what I budgeted, and that came to a total of $153, so $27 under budget. Distribution, I budgeted $1,000, and I did do a $1,000 distribution, which is just transferring money from my business checking account to my personal checking account, and I can use that money as needed. Business expenses, I budgeted $300, ended up going a little bit over, $433.58. If you're curious about a breakdown of where my money comes from, but also my business expenses, I upload an income report video every month as well that will be up later this weekend. So I do break down all of my business income, my expenses, as well as my extra income. So stay tuned for that. Next, for insurance, I budgeted $99.28, and that is correct. That covers my medical insurance as well as dental. So altogether, spent $3,685.86 on the business side. Okay, now we're going to come down to this section, which is everything as me as the employee of my business, including the paychecks that I receive from my business. So I changed this. It used to say payroll, I think. So now paychecks, that is $2,000. Distribution, I took that $1,000. Extra income came to $523.12. Like I said, I'll break that down in my video coming later this weekend. And then I did not pull from any sinking funds to support any of my spending on this side. So we'll go ahead and go through my spending. First up are taxes, and ended up actually paying $667.56. This is payroll taxes, which was $183.78 each paycheck, plus $300 that I set aside for quarterly estimated tax payments. So I saved a little bit more here. I don't think I needed to save this much. I just did it kind of thinking that I would save less in August, but we'll see. SEP IRA, I budgeted $300 because that was my goal, but ended up actually contributing $320. I did receive quite a bit of support in July, so thank you all so much for the direct support. That helped tremendously. July was my birthday month, so that typically tends to happen, but also getting like birthday cash, I invested that. So I was really excited to be able to invest a little bit more. Okay, so the section in blue, these are my sinking funds. Emergency fund, 100 is correct. Gift sinking fund, 75. Car/car maintenance sinking fund, 100, and then car insurance, $125. That is also a sinking fund because I pay my car insurance premium every 6 months. Okay, for donate, I budgeted 100, but actually it ended up being $70.51. And this isn't an actual donation, like it wasn't to a nonprofit or anything, but I do now have a foster dog, so everything that I purchased for her, which included like food and some calming treats and some toys, all of that stuff, came to $70.51. I literally just got her the other day. I will be vlogging this. This is actually a dog that is really special to me, and I've known her for a couple of years. If you watch my personal channel, you would see that we do some like outreach, and it has to do with that. So if you're curious about the dog side of things, I will be vlogging all of that. So yes, it was definitely unexpected, and it is what it is now, and because of that, I just didn't feel comfortable donating cash at this point, just because things were a little bit tight for the month anyway. And I figured that since this is, she's not my dog, she's my foster dog right now, so I'll count that as my donation. House/utilities, I budgeted $1,132. That was a little bit higher, $1,152. I think this was because our water bill was a lot higher. I don't know why. I guess because the garden, maybe watering it more, but I don't feel like I watered it enough for it to be as much more expensive as it was, you know? So not sure where that came from. Household budgeted $50, but I went over budget here. Spent $91.48. I did buy a steam cleaner as well as cleaning supplies, like a reusable mopping pad thing, some new cleaner. Didn't want to go over budget, but that's fine. The steam cleaner has been handy. Groceries, I budgeted $350, unfortunately over budget here, $401.16. I put includes coffee because I also purchased, I think like 4 bags of coffee, maybe 5. So that comes to quite a bit, you know, 50, 60 bucks. I buy from Grounds and Hounds, which they donate to animal rescues. So that's who I always get my coffee from. But in order to get free shipping, you usually have to spend over 50 bucks. So that's what I do each time that I order. So yes, $51.16 over budget there, but still not too bad. For the last couple of months, I had been decreasing my grocery budget to the $350, and it's usually been $400. So at least I'm not too far off. Food out, I budgeted $50 and spent $38.52, so under budget there. I got some coffee, got some snacks from the gas station for a couple of road trips or just like driving trips that we took. Got some vegan baklava from this very good Persian vegan restaurant that we found, and then reloaded my Starbucks card. Gas for my car, I budgeted $65, but I did lots of driving in July, so that actually came to $107.23. I filled up 3 times. I mean, each time I use Upside, so at least there's that. So if y'all are interested in saving some on gas or getting cash back on gas, I always have my code in my description box, but there's really nothing I can do about gas spending. Like, I can't just go without filling up my tank, you know? So it's fine. Just didn't expect that. And you know, actually, I filled up my tank 4 times in July because my boyfriend paid for one of those times when we took a road trip to Savannah, Georgia. So this was probably more like $150. Okay, health and beauty, I budgeted $250, spent $308.10. There's so many reds here. It's not ideal. I purchased some vitamins. I did get my massage. I got some new toothbrush heads. I got whitening strips. I paid for the Ladders app, and then I did get breathing strips for my nose at night, like the little nose strips. If you watch my lifestyle channel, then you know. Altogether, $58.10 over budget. Dogs plus cat, because that neighborhood cat that I have been feeding, and he is getting so chunky. Like, I know he's getting food from elsewhere, so once I run out of the wet food, I'm gonna like slow down on giving him that, I think. Even now, I had gotten the cat food for free, luckily, so I haven't had to pay for that. I've paid for like the dry food, but the wet stuff that I have, I got for free. But I'm gonna slow down on that, I think, and give him like 1 can a day. Anyways, budgeted $180 altogether. That came to $232.13 because I bought him, the neighborhood cat, an auto feeder or like a gravity feeder because we went on a little road trip and we were gone for a few days and I felt really bad. I probably didn't need to do that, but I don't know. I just felt awful. I was worried about it. So I was like, let me just buy this because then I won't stress about it. And I was able to keep him fed, you know, even though he's probably eating elsewhere. So I think that was like $35 or so. It also had a water thing. And then I got dog treats for our dogs too when in Savannah. So over budget by $52.13. Netflix, $23.48 is correct. Gym is $39.99. Personal spending, I budgeted $100 but went over here. I spent $122.27. I bought some stuff from Hollister, a few articles of clothing, and then I did buy a few books. I think I actually bought 7 books. I think it's 8. I think it's 8 books actually, now that I'm looking at my spend. So over budget by $22.27. I don't think that's too bad. Plus, I don't know if y'all remember, but in one of my Transfer Tuesdays, I received some direct support from one of my clients who said, I don't want you to invest this money. I want you to spend it on yourself because it was my birthday. And so that's what I bought a bunch of books with that. Okay, gifts. I budgeted $75, spent $35.83. I just bought a few things for my boyfriend for our anniversary, which was in July. So under budget there, and I did not pull from my gift sinking fund to cover that. Altogether, I spent $4,010.26. So yes, I spent more than I was working with, but I did have some money roll over from my personal checking account from the last month. And as I always say, money just moves around in a way that it always works out. Now let's take a look at my annual tracker. We're going to go through my savings. These are all held in Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and these are the numbers on the final day of the month after the interest accrued, as well as the little bonus that I have on there from referrals, and then all of my investments. So first up would be my tax savings that increased a little bit. $553.46. This is money that I have set aside to pay my quarterly estimated tax payments. Emergency fund is now at $14,129.88, slowly increasing there. Gift sinking fund is $1,103.24. Travel, $6,121.57. Car/car maintenance, $4,232.93. Car insurance, $255.45. Insurance savings, so this is saving for the tax credit that I took when I signed up for healthcare through healthcare.gov. I'm pretty positive I'll have to pay back what I'm receiving for the tax credit, so I just set that aside. $2,487.13 there. And my business sinking fund is now at $3,604.60. Altogether, I have $32,488.26 saved. So an increase compared to last month, but unfortunately I can't say the same about my investments. So let's take a look at that. First, we have my Roth IRA. That one did increase. It's up very little, 0.4% at $36,242.20. Now for all of these, toward the middle of the month, y'all probably saw this too with your investments. I don't usually log into these accounts in the middle of the month, but for whatever reason I did, and they were all like way up. I think my Roth IRA got over 38,000 at one point. I don't know, but then it dropped back down. So unfortunately, it didn't stay. I mean, that's fine because it's gonna just be growing there for decades, but it's still nice to see it increasing. Okay, my 401k is down 2.1%. I'm pretty sure this is the first time my 401k has ever gone down since I've opened it, because typically in the past I was contributing so much to it. And then just because of what I've been invested in, it grows, and now it's down. So $35,511.21 there. My SEP IRA, that is a huge increase of 315.8%, but that's only because I invested so much. So that is now at $416.01. And then my brokerage account with Vanguard, $9,786.74, and that is up 1.5%. And Coinbase, which is just kind of chilling there, that's down 4.6% at $36.78. So yeah, unfortunately, you can see that my investments as a whole decreased by 0.2% to $81,992.94. So now we're going to go down and look at my net worth. Let me say that I do not include my tax savings in my net worth calculation. I also don't count the value of my car or any of my other like physical assets because I just prefer not to. So it's just the numbers that you're seeing here plus my checking account balances. So if we put all of that in, my net worth decreased. It is now at $114,906.30, which I was looking at my numbers. Let me first show you the charts. So this is what we're looking like for 2024. First decrease of the year. And also for the last couple of years. And I was looking at this, and the last time that I saw a decrease was May 2022, I think it was. Yeah, between these months. May to June, I lost a little bit, like a few hundred, but ever since then, I've only seen an increase in my net worth. And I knew that this would happen because obviously when I left my job, I am making less money, I'm investing less money, a lot less money, and that's fine. It is what it is. This is normal. A lot of it had to do with the market. So as I was saying, it did go up, but then it went back down. So there's nothing I can do about it right now. Okay, and then the final number on this screen would be my credit score, my Vantage score, and that's just still hovering pretty high. That's at 815. Final sheet would be my goal tracker. This is available for purchase on my Etsy shop. So at first I was going to take out my 401k goal because I did want to max it out this year. That was the original plan, but since I left my job, I wasn't going to do that. So I was going to hide this and I put in a bunch of zeros, but that is not accurate because I will be contributing to my 401k starting in August, the second paycheck of August. So yeah, for August update, I will have a little bit to add to that. All right, but next goal is to reach a net worth of $125,000 or more by the end of the year. Unfortunately, as I just said, we saw a decrease. My net worth decreased by $1,012.02, so went a little bit backwards. Next goal is to make at least $100,000 in gross income. For July, that came to $3,633.60 if we include my extra income. I might still achieve this goal, but it's going to be a bit of a stretch just because I would have to make over $35,000 for the last 5 months of the year, and I just don't know if that is realistic, but it's okay. I'm still going to aim for that. I want to make at least $50,000 from my business income this year. For July, that was $3,110.48. So far, I am on track to hit this goal. You can see that I have about $19,000 remaining till I hit that 50K mark, but I don't know what the rest of the year will look like. Either way, things are still looking pretty good, so should be fine. Emergency fund goal is $15,000. In July, I added another $163.29. That's $100 from me, and then the interest that gained in my high yield savings account. So yeah, total balance $14,129. This is off by 1 cent if you look at like what I have, what's actually in my account. I don't know where the error went, so I'm just leaving it. It's whatever. And then final goal is to spend less than $50,000 on everything outside of investing, outside of saving, outside of business expenses, that sort of thing. So for July, the total spend was $2,622.70, which is good because I've just hit the halfway mark and we are a little bit more than halfway through the year, so tracking well here, and I think I will be able to achieve this goal. So that was everything for July. I don't love seeing my net worth decreasing, but I knew that this was coming. Like I had been saying this in my last couple of videos, like I'm aware that this could decrease, and I was very close to barely increasing over the last couple of months, so I'm not surprised that this happened sooner than later. But overall, things are still looking really good. I'm excited for the rest of the year. I can't believe we're already in August. I always say this time of year, like once it hits August, it's like it might as well be Christmas time, you know? Like it just feels like August and then it's December. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. It's always been that the second half of the year it just flies by even faster than the first half. But I hope you all have an amazing month of August. Please comment down below what your financial goals are for the month. I would love to see them, or feel free to share any updates with your finances. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.